If you're over 40 and still dealing with hot flashes, mood swings, and zero energy, it's not your fault. You've been told myths about your hormones that are keeping you stuck. And today, I'm going to bust 5 of the biggest ones. Picture this. You're standing with the fridge door open just to cool down, makeup melting, shirt sticking. You're a puddle on the floor trying to get through a day. You've been doing everything right, cutting sugar, taking the supplements your friend swears by, even trying to push through the afternoons with caffeine and willpower. And yet, you're bone tired, but still can't sleep through the night. The scale won't budge no matter what you eat or how you move. Your mood swings for no clear reason, and you're wondering if your body's even listening anymore. This isn't just your story. It's your sister telling you she had to change her shirt twice before work. It's your best friend canceling dinner because she just can't deal with it tonight. It's women everywhere quietly adjusting their lives around symptoms that were never meant to be permanent. I know this story because I've lived it through the women in my family, my students, and my clients for over 40 years. I've seen it in professional women juggling meetings with kids, in grandmothers trying to keep up with grandbabies, and in the woman next door who just wants to enjoy her garden. Here's what almost no one is showing you: how to see what your body actually needs right now without waiting weeks for an appointment, without relying on a lab report, and without guessing your way through another month. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 hormone myths that keep women over 40 stuck, including the one your practitioner has probably repeated for years, and the one almost every natural health article gets dead wrong. And by the end, you'll know exactly where to start, what to ignore, and how to get your body working with you, not against you. Myth number 1. This one makes most women want to throw their herbal tea across the room. Somewhere we were told that 40s and 50s are a slow march into hot flashes, weight gain, and brain fog, and the best we can do is manage. I've watched women 49, 56, 63 go from thinking their best years were behind them to booking dream trips, waking before the alarm, even starting new businesses. Not because they fought menopause, but because they stopped treating it like a diagnosis and started working with their body. Bonnie was so drained, she had to choose between running errands and making dinner. Friends said, well, it's menopause. We used a body-led approach to check what her system actually needed. We found a healthy daily habit that she relied on for years was quietly working against her. She swapped it for something her body responded to, and within a week, she had energy for both errands and dinner without crashing on the couch. Lisa, another student, had been skipping social events because she never knew when hot flashes would hit. Within weeks of making one small body tested change, she was back at her weekly book club. No fan in her purse, no backup outfit in her car. Here's the thing. I've seen this happen for women in every stage of life. One woman in her early 40s thought she was too young for menopause, but her symptoms were identical to what her mother experienced years later. Once she learned how to work with her body, she avoided years of unnecessary struggle. The myth sells false hope that if you just accept it, you'll somehow adapt. But adaptation without understanding just teaches your body to tolerate imbalance. And the longer you live in that imbalance, the more your body normalizes exhaustion, weight gain, mood swings, until it becomes new normal. You forget you don't have to live with it. Menopause is a stage, not a life sentence. Your body was designed to adapt. It's not the stage that's keeping you stuck. It's the constant pressures, hidden imbalances, and healthy habits that don't fit your body. What if you could get through a whole dinner party without once wondering if you're going to melt through your dress? What if you could plan a weekend away without packing those just in case outfits? If you're nodding along right now, grab my free 60-second clarity scorecard. That link is below. It will help you spot the first red flag that's keeping you stuck so you can focus on the right fix before another month slips by. And if you've ever been told your labs are normal, you're going to want to stick around for the next myth because it might explain why you still feel awful. Myth number 2. If I had $1 for every time a woman was told, your labs look fine, I could fund my draft horse rescue tomorrow. Here's the problem. Labs are like taking a single photo in bad lighting and expecting it to tell you the whole story. Your hormone signals shift hour by hour, day by day, with stress, sleep, what you ate, even whether you got stuck in traffic or not. And that one-off blood draw, it's a snapshot, not the whole movie. It often misses what your body is trying to say right now. My mom learned this the hard way. She was told everything's normal, while her hot flashes, night sweats, and mood swings told a completely different story. Once she discovered a body-led way to check in before symptoms took over, everything changed. No more wringing out sheets at 3 a.m. And after we helped her, we went on to help hundreds of other women use the same approach. One student told me she'd been dismissed by 3 different doctors in a row, each one saying, "Come back in 6 months." She left every appointment more discouraged than before until she realized she could start getting answers for herself at home in real time. The false hope here, it's trusting that normal on paper means healthy in reality. The danger, 6 months later, you're not just tired. You've layered on more symptoms, more frustrations, and more lost time. Your labs can be normal, and your body can still be asking for support, clearly. You don't have to wait for permission to act. What if you could see what's off before it spirals into a bad week? What if you could check your body's needs without waiting for an appointment? When you know how to read your body, you stop relying on snapshots and start making decisions in real time. I walk you through exactly how in my free class. The link's below. And if you think adding more is the answer when something's low, the next myth will flip that idea upside down. Myth number 3. If your body can't use what it already makes, adding more is like pouring water into a leaky bucket. No matter how much water you add, it just drains away because the problem isn't the water level, it's the leak itself. This misunderstanding keeps women on a carousel of solutions, creams, capsules, prescriptions, yet still exhausted, foggy, and frustrated. I'm not anti-support. The right support can be life-changing, but it has to fit your body. Otherwise, it's just more noise. Think of your body like a symphony. Every section, strings, brass, percussion, has to be in tune for the music to flow. If the strings are out of tune, cranking up the brass won't fix the song. For some women, the section that needs tuning is thyroid. For others, adrenals, iron, or something else less obvious, like an overload in the gut, quietly throwing the rest of the system off. I had one client who'd been faithfully using an expensive hormone cream for 18 months because her friends swore it worked. We tested her body. Not only did she not need that cream, it was actually reacting against it. So she stopped and supported her body with what it truly needed instead. And within 2 weeks, her sleep improved and her skin irritation disappeared. Another woman came with a kitchen cabinet full of supplements. It's actually really common. And she'd been told to keep taking them just in case. But after testing, she cut out nearly half of them and felt her energy start returning within days. The false hope here is thinking more is always better, when the truth is, more of the wrong thing can quietly make the real problem worse. Keep pouring into a leaky bucket, and you don't just waste money, you lose time, and you exhaust your system trying to process things it never asked for. It's not always about adding. Sometimes the fastest way forward is to stop forcing what isn't helping. What if you could cut your supplement shelf in half and feel better for it? What if you could stop spending money on things that aren't even helping you? If you've been doing all the right things and still feeling stuck, grab the free scorecard, the links below, and see if your body's been asking for a different kind of help all along. And if you think age alone is the reason for your symptoms, you'll want to hear the next myth because it's one of the most freeing truths that I teach. Myth number 4. You've probably heard it 100 times. Well, that's just getting older. Mary, in her late 50s, was told by well-meaning friends that this was normal for her age. Instead of brushing it off, we used the simple health test method, a body-led check-in, to see what her system was actually asking for. Her biggest block wasn't her age. She gave her body the support it tested for, and within weeks, her energy returned. Her belly bloat eased, and she said, I feel like I've got 10 years back. Linda, 52, she told me, I'm too tired to enjoy the years I worked so hard for. When we identified what was standing in her way and gave her body what it had been quietly asking for, things turned around. Weeks later, she mailed me a postcard from a trail she thought she'd never hike again. And then there was Eleanor, 68, who believed her walking days were over. Once we removed the one stressor her body flagged, she was not only walking again, but signing up for a 5K charity walk she'd dreamed of doing for years. The false hope here is believing your body's decline is inevitable. That mindset quietly robs you of trying anything different. And if you don't try, 5 years from now, you're not just living with the same symptoms, you've built your entire life around them. Aging is natural. Feeling like you're falling apart is optional. What if you could go back to gardening without back pain that knocks you out for 2 days? What if you could plan vacations without secretly worrying if you're going to have the stamina to even enjoy them? And what if you've been told it'll take forever to feel different? My last myth will show you why that's one of the most damaging lies women over 40 are told. Myth number 5. This one keeps more women stuck than almost anything else. Yvonne came in exhausted, emotional, and honestly, skeptical. She'd been told to be patient because it was part of the process. Learning a body-led way to see what her body needed felt like someone handed her a flashlight in a dark room. For her, it was finding the one thing that had been overloading her entire system. Within weeks, she woke up feeling like someone turned the lights back on. Erica, a typical client, had been dragging herself through every day for years. Her first body-tested change took less than 5 minutes to implement. And by the end of the week, she said, I can't believe I almost didn't even try this. And this isn't rare. It happens so often because when you give your body the right thing at the right time, it responds quickly. It's like turning down the static on a radio. You can hear the music almost instantly. The false hope is thinking you have to wait months or years to feel progress. The truth? Waiting unnecessarily is like living in a dark room with a light switch inches from your hand. You don't have to wait months or years to see progress. Find the right starting point and momentum builds quickly. What if you could feel a shift in a matter of days, not because of a miracle pill, but because you finally stopped pushing against your own biology. What if 1 week from now you were sleeping through the night and waking up with energy again? Don't wait for someday. Grab the scorecard and save your seat in the next live class. Both are linked below. So you can take the first right step this week. Okay, we just busted the 5 myths keeping women over 40 stuck. That menopause means just live with it. That normal labs mean nothing's wrong. That adding more is always the answer. That symptoms are inevitable with age and that it takes forever to feel different. And every one of those 5 myths steals your time, your energy, and your trust in your own body. Once you know how to find the right starting point without the noise, the guessing or the waiting, everything changes. Because here's the truth, your body's not broken. You're not too far gone. You just need the right key to fit the lock. And when it turns, it opens the door to what's been waiting for you. That's why I created this 60-second health clarity scorecard to help you start there. It highlights the number one hidden block keeping you stuck in just 60 seconds, the red flag most plans miss, so you finally know where to focus next. Grab it using the link below, then join me in my free class where I walk you through how to use it, what to look for, and how to avoid the detours that keep most women stuck for years. Let's find your key. I'll see you in the class.